Today on the line is a podcast, Epstein and Ice and Epstein. That's the news we have, and here's our guarantee. It all sucks.
This episode is brought to you by our patron supporters. Today's patron of the day is Alex S. Patrons get the show always ad-free and access to the extended episode with bonus content. If you don't want to miss all of that, go to patreon.com/calltheline. That's patreon.com/calltheline.
What's up, Alex S? Alex, listen. You're the patron of the day, and you're getting this extra shout out. And we're going to remind people that if you want to be patron of the day, not only need you be a patron, that's important, but you got to leave a comment on the most recent episode, because that's where we go and pull them from. We don't go pull a whole comprehensive list. We're not simps like that. We simp for the most recent episode commenters, and that's that. So there. I wonder if the awkward pause will be cut out or not. We'll find out later. Welcome, everybody. It is February 3rd, 2026, a Tuesday. The government is partially shut down because the funding ran out. And so now the Democrats are going to, I'm sure, hold strong and not cave as soon as things get hairy and show that actually they have no values. What if we could just get a promise of a vote that would then die, and everybody predicted it? Because that's what happened last time. As everybody remembers, toward the end of last year, they were saying, nope, we're not doing it. We've got our values, and you absolutely must restore the Medicare funding that you took away from Americans. You must restore the Obamacare subsidies so a bunch of Americans don't face rising costs. And then they caved, and they just went, we've settled for a promise that there will be a vote that went exactly as predicted. And now the subsidies have expired, and now healthcare costs are exploding across the country, and they evidently don't give a fuck. So that's cool.
What else is new? And I think that many of the agencies that are being funded right now, even though everything is not totally kosher right now, are being funded until the end of the fiscal year or the fiscal quarter. And ICE is only being funded for 2 weeks, and then they are no longer, or the DHS is being funded for 2 weeks because that's what they're fighting about.
And I guess we almost need an alternative graphic to the Fox News alert, but it's the fake news alert, like a sound that we play, just fake news alert. Because I feel like this would be a useful thing to start adding to the podcast. This is the more I'm thinking about it, just the smarter I feel, the more brilliant an idea. As though I'm the one who's come up with it. I'm sure nobody else does it. As far as fake news narratives going out there, people now posting all over threads like, oh, well, the Democrats, obviously they pretend they care, but they're willing to give up food stamps now when it comes to helping keep illegals in the country. Yeah, so just a little problem with that narrative. If you guys decide you want to engage in the comments to point out and humiliate these people as they're making this case, food stamps aren't on the table right now. So food stamps are funded through the year. Right now, ICE funding is the thing that's threatened. And if they cave to that, goodness sakes, by the way, like maybe they could just fund ICE by taking back all of those goddamn bonuses.
Oh my God. Did we talk about this last episode? I think we did. That it's like $42,000 bonuses.
For signing, and then they've been getting these other $60,000 bonuses. They're basically getting in their first months, if the numbers are being understood correctly, their first months of being an ICE agent, they're basically getting $100,000. So it's literally like, yeah, I get now why they're recruiting the greediest, most psychopathic, sociopathic, non-empathetic people are like, yo, so you're saying I don't need to be qualified. So you're saying I don't need to, I don't have to be good at anything. I don't even have to not beat my wife. Right. And listen, that's an important value for people who want to join ICE, that's on the table. I can go do that, and I can get some cash. I can get some money. By the way, Raimundo Gutierrez, Jesus Ochoa, and Jonathan Ross, you're all bitches. Every single one of you. And I hope you all go to prison. Fuck you in your fucking faces.
Yeah.
I hate you. and there's not anything that could happen to you that would make me go, that's a bummer. That's sad.
It's sad.
Those are the individuals who killed Renee Good and Alex Preddy.
Yeah. As I'm thinking about the amount of money that they're getting paid, I'm thinking about how crazy it is that like my sister has a master's degree and like got paid less than that and had like so much debt from that whole experience. There's a video.
Remember, their salary is separate from that. Whatever they're making per year is separate from that. Yeah.
There's a video that I saw of someone talking to an ICE agent saying something like, go get a real job, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, how much money do you make a year? And I think she said she's like a professor or something. She makes $200,000 a year. And he said, I make $200,000 a year and I only graduated high school. And he said, I love my job. I would do my job for free, but I get paid very well to do it. 200. Who knows if that's true? But if that's true,
come on, like, government,
I need you to know,
let them do it for free.
I've never made $200,000 in 2 years.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. Maybe in 2 years. No, not even 2 years, like combined. So that's crazy that he's making $200,000 to be a bounty hunter. And also, I mean, the whole thing with paying people this much money is you are, you're going after people who need it the most. You're going into community. It's the same way that we do recruiting for the army. It's the same shit where they like go to low income places and they promise them, you know, you're going to get an education, you're going to get paid well, you're going to all these healthcare, all these benefits forever and ever. And while yes, like that's true, it's in exchange for this thing that is humongous.
I did not think that was the end of your sentence. Sorry, I drifted.
That's it. Period. Humongous.
I was just thinking like how crazy it is that the small government people are excited to be overpaying people who claim they would do their job for free. Which, what is it you actually are saying there? Like, you're doing the job because it pays well. No, I'm not. I'm doing the job because I'm getting to break up families. I'm getting to destroy people's lives. I'm getting to, I don't know if you remember back in 2025, there was so much backlash, they had to pull it back. Though we often learn that when things get pulled back, they just get turned into secret memos. And they end up happening anyway. But anyway, it was that pilot program they had where it was like, we're going to launch this program. Anybody you deport, if you deport somebody within 7 days of it, you get a $200 bonus. And within 2 weeks of the program, you get a $100 bonus. And they pulled it back after. But it's like, at the same time, you can just tell by the way these thugs are like fucking acting on the road. They're definitely like still getting that program. They're definitely still getting something that is like quota based. Like you got your money and they are out there like so eager to just take anybody and to just take fucking 5-year-olds. Luckily that 5-year-old and his father have been released from detention. While there are still teachers, for those of you who don't know, ICE used a 5-year-old to try and bait a father after taking a 5-year-old into custody, then tried to bait a father and took the father into custody also, and then put them in a detention center, despite the fact that the 5-year-old was very sick. A judge forced the release of the two of them because they did not qualify to be there anyway. And then teachers from that kid's school are like, yeah, just so you know, that kid has fellow students still in detention that nobody's caring about. And they are having like, it's one of those things where it's like, you look back through terrible things that happen in history and it's like, wow, we discovered after the fact how bad the things were. We know right now, forget like the concentration camps that we're shipping people off to. They're literally putting people in detention centers that are made for like very short-term detention. The kind of thing like when you see on a TV show, somebody gets arrested and they go to jail and they're just surrounded by like an 8-foot by 8-foot fence with a toilet in the corner. They are keeping people for days in detention areas like that, like big groups of people, dozens of people at a time for days in these little temporary detention pockets. And once again, the overwhelming majority, and so as we go, fake news alert, that's not going to be the sound, but the overwhelming majority of people are not criminals. And yet the people on Threads, the people on Twitter, the people on, this is all about trying to protect. And they have the audacity right now. And I get why they're doing it, because they're trying to change the SEO around these words. Right now, they're trying to focus on that ICE is deporting specifically pedophiles, because they want right now, when you're Googling what's happening with the government and pedophiles.
Oh, that's interesting.
To try and overwhelm it with, here's all of us calling immigrants pedophiles, who overwhelmingly are not. The overwhelming majority of people being deported are not even majority. I mean, it's way beyond majority. We're talking about, as far as which ones are pedophiles, much less than 1%. I mean, it's fucking insane the way they are now trying to say, like, and so Alex Preddy died trying to protect a pedophile. And I have no proof of that, though. So
we have no proof of that. Also, the people who commit the most crimes in the United States are white people. So, like, why do you think that deporting brown people you just look racist? Like, because you are. I mean, you are being racist. And these people are not being given a trial. So you don't know whether they're pedophiles. You don't know if they're criminals. How would you know that? You're literally picking people off of the street. So, like, truly now, we've been at a place where if you are still a Trump supporter, if you support ICE, you are either an idiot or a moron. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. Those are the same. You're either an idiot / moron or you are a bad person. So which one would you like to be, a moron or a bad person?
I would like to contend that they're both.
Yeah.
That most of these are bad people who are morons.
Yeah. So
don't get me wrong. There are the people who are smart, bad people placating the morons.
Yeah.
To make the money. But I think a lot of the people that we give a little bit of room to are morons who are also bad people. They're like, I'm dumb, but I like seeing children deported.
Right. Well, and also what I think is funny when they talk about all these people that they're deporting, all these like criminals, the rapists, the murderers and the whatever.
Yeah.
Like also they have this one little short paragraph of words that they use to describe these people. It's child rapists, child predators, murderers, like all of these like very specific terms that I'm like, I can tell you're reading this from a book. I can tell this is a script because you guys all say exactly the same thing. You have no way to you can't even rephrase the thing. Like you can't even rephrase it. It's the same thing over and over.
These people are so dumb they never get irony.
No. Thousands of these predators and criminals being deported. Okay, great. Release a list. Release a list of every single person in the thousands. Release a list of every single person that you've deported that's a criminal. Because all I ever see is like one-offs here and there. Like if I had to think of like how many people I've seen get arrested or deported that were criminals, I think I've seen collectively 10, 15. You're telling me that all of these people, you have tens of thousands of people in detention centers, and you're telling me that these people are all criminals. And you also, is the narrative that they are violent criminals, or is the narrative that they didn't do it the right way? Which one is it?
Well, and that's the thing is they don't want to treat a person differently who came here and murdered somebody versus who committed a civil violation. Because that's what crossing the border is. So to them, they're like, being here illegally is the crime. So they're all criminals. And it's like, okay, well, then you're a fucking illegal because you speed. So let's deport you. You know what?
Let's
if we treat murderers the same way we treat the people who do civil violations with with immigration, let's go ahead and do that with other crimes too. American murderers and people who park in the wrong place. Death penalty, both of you.
Death penalty, take them down.
We're gonna just be we want to be consistent the way you're consistent because we're very impressed by your consistency, baby boy. We're very impressed.
Baby boy.
We're very impressed. Frankly, you are very consistent and you have a huge weeder. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Yeah, as far as all deportations, ICE deportations, less than 5% are people that have anything to do with like a criminal conviction. The overwhelming And that's not even including like, that's just criminal convictions of any kind.
Right.
So it's, and then it's also America where it's like, even if you get a stat like violent crime, it's going to be like peed on a dumpster. And that was destroying, that was vandalism. Vandalism is because we consider property crimes in America violent in a lot of ways. So it's like, who's reporting which numbers? And at the end of the day, what good are you actually doing? Like, what good for the community are you doing? Which community are you trying to serve?
Yeah.
And what's their melanin like?
And what's their melanin like? Tea. That's the real tea. Do
you know what I think was the funniest thing I saw this week as far as like how dumb these people are?
Tell me.
I'm pulling it up here. Okay. Let me see if you, I feel like the irony might be a little layered. But maybe it isn't. I don't know whether or not, but a person literally posted. Their title of their post is very true. Puppets controlled by their Democrat puppet master. But they posted a picture of a comedian. I think it's a comedian.
Okay.
A guy named Jeff Dye with the caption, "Liberals, if you're feeling speechless, don't worry. The media will tell you what to say tomorrow." The irony. That going viral is the idea
funny.
That Democrats don't have original ideas, that Democrats are not working from their mind, that they're just repeating the messages they're told. And then to have that image and this post going viral of someone else's words, of someone else's ideas, of someone else's communication, and they'll all just sit there and be like, liberals, if you're feeling speechless, don't worry. The media will tell you what to say tomorrow. Let me put that on my WordPad document that I have of quippy comebacks I like to use. Quippy, this is a me original now.
This is a me original. There's also an exact copy paste trend going around of
tons of
have you seen the one? Have you seen the one that's like Obama, during the Obama administration, 56 people were murdered by, or were killed by ICE or something like that.
Which is still,
but you never hear about that because the Democrats controlled the media.
Okay. I call in. I would love to debate that point with you guys because first of all, that's still less than Donald Trump's first year. And Obama's entire term versus Trump's first year, that should concern you since Obama also deported more people than Trump.
Also, what's funny about it too is they're like the tone of those videos is sort of like, and you didn't say anything then. And it's like, well, okay, well, I was in like 8th grade.
Yeah,
so like,
true.
I didn't say anything because I didn't know what was going on because I was in middle school you know what I mean? And actually, I don't even know if that's true, like specifically for me, but for a lot of the people, like, I don't know when exactly that happened in his term, but a lot of people were just not involved. And also, have you ever heard the phrase, 2 wrongs don't make a right? Just because it was wrong the first time doesn't mean it's right this time.
No shit. It's funny too when people will call in and say it to us and it's literally like, I hate Obama. What the fuck are you talking about? Put him in prison.
And exactly. And it's the same. I mean, it's the same shit with we need to talk about the Clintons. But it's also like with that whole situation, it's like when they were saying, well, what would you do if your favorite politician? What the fuck are you talking about? They work for us. They are not my favorite politician. What are you talking about? I
had a guy ask that on the show the other day. So who's your favorite politician? I literally said, I don't have heroes like that. I have politicians I fuck with, but I don't have like Captain, my captain. That's for fucking, like, not to sound cliche, but that's kind of for sheep, guys. That's kind of a sheep thing to do. And I grew up a sheep. I'm not doing that shit anymore. I did cults. I'm done with the cults.
I did cults already. We're done. Yeah.
Didn't like it.
Didn't like it. Yeah, it's all so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And they're all morons.
Yeah.
And the thing that drives me the most crazy, I keep shaking my table, is they all think that when they say stuff like that, they're like, got him. Got him. I know. And I'm like,
we showed you guys.
We showed you. What are you talking about?
Sorry, you go ahead.
I was gonna
We're
say
both
the other
trying to
thing is I know when I see those like when I see something that's posted and then in the comments I'm like, where's the fuck ass Trump supporter who's gonna say something stupid? A lot of the time they're bots.
Yeah.
And
There's a
it's
lot of bot
probably my
works.
algorithm, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of conservative bots that I see.
I mean, if we're going to hold people to the ways in which they were performative and disengaged back in the earlier years, are we going to start talking about all the things conservatives used to care about? Like,
right.
Remember when you guys were pro-war and now you're like, Trump's the best because he's anti-war, but he's not also. He's also
Right.
not. So you are.
The president of peace.
You're anti-war on the days that he says he is. You're pro all the wars he does. You're pro all the wars Bush did, right? You guys were so gung-ho on all of that. But also remember when family values mattered? Remember when it was like a person who's a good representative of the Christian faith, a good Bible believer? Meanwhile, you actually had Obama and Biden who were big Bible guys. Donald Trump's never read the Bible. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're mad that because those other two read the actual Bible, that they were like, oh, I don't know that you just take advice from this book. I think we maybe need a little bit better advice than just what this book says.
Yes. Imagine that.
But they got Nicki Minaj. But then Fox News has the absolute audacity to today be posting a bunch of like, Billie Eilish, shut up and sing. You do not know what you're talking about. It's literally like, that's your advice to anybody. Celebrities are too dumb unless they agree with you.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj was never revered as a genius. We liked her bops.
No, she's explicitly, first of all, has
obviously dumb.
She's never had a consistent moral in the entire duration of her public career.
Yeah.
Ever. So like you guys standing behind this person who stands for nothing.
Pretending it's a God thing. I don't know if you've noticed. She's really leaning hard on the God
really
thing.
Into God.
Yeah. Pretending to be super Christian, but called Don Lemon a cocksucker on Stephen Miller's wife's podcast. Drinking the tea?
I splashed myself.
You need a little tea right now?
It's actually Diet Coke.
But pretend.
Oh, yes. I am drinking tea.
I thought you were trying to say
Do you see this,
tea?
by the way? It like splashed up at me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll throw that on the Boner Show.
Good.
We're going to censor what just happened a little bit.
Okay, the two things that we need to talk about. Right. The two things we need to talk about are coming
up after the break.
Yes. The Grammys and all of the Epstein shit, including the Clintons agreeing to testify.
Oh, shit. Hey, guys. ICE is bad, so I don't know.
Yeah, and if you support them, you're a fucking moron.
Some controversy here. I'm breaking the news. We're going to go to break so that you perverts can't do what you're going to do. Is we're going to give Alyssa an opportunity to clean herself off in a way that doesn't. You fucking weirdos. You fucking.
Well, I'm fine.
No, yeah, you're good. You're good. One time I spilled oatmeal on my shirt, and the rest of the day was people asking me if. No, people thought it was. They thought it was. You know what they thought it was, and it was just that the whole day. It was like, oh well, great, and it's right. It's right in that right spot where it looked like it would be, and it was kind of splattered. Yeah. Anyway, the oatmeal, like the bulk of it was brought off. But like once you got the the remnants, just the mark reminds you. Yeah.
Right.
So we'll be right back. You're going to want to go to that bonus show at patreon.com/calltheline because I've got some fun comments to read from the channels. But also, when I mentioned the channels, did you know we have other channels? There's Jimmy Snow on the Line and The Line. Jimmy Snow on the Line, we do political shows. And what do you all do over on The Line there, Alyssa? What do you specifically do every Tuesday?
Oh, okay. So every Tuesday, which is the day you'll be listening to this show, is Tuesday. We do Chewed Gum, which is a show about purity culture.
Did you just make up Chewed's Day? Because that's excellent. Oh.
No. We've been saying this in the chat. And we take wonderful calls about purity culture, about misogyny, sexism, blah, blah, blah stuff. Then
misogynist men who insist you do their Philbro shit call in and are like, I want another one. They didn't have my memorized script.
Have you ever heard of the theory? No, I haven't. Guess what?
Okay, so you're saying that it's possible, meaning that it's necessary in some worlds, but if it's a God's necessary in some worlds, it's necessary in all worlds.
It's just exhausting. It's exhausting. But if chewed gum does not tickle your fancy, we also have The Hang Up with Matt Dillahunty. We have the Transatlantic Calling-In show, which is on Thursdays.
We call it Tackus for short.
Tackus for short. We have the Sunday show. There are 2 shows on Sundays.
Yeah.
Occasionally we do a 'Cause I Wanna. It's been a little while, but we do a 'Cause I Wanna.
And then Monday has Skep Talk, but that thing sucks.
Oh my God, Skep Talk is so fun. We love Skep Talk too. There's so many great shows. There's something for everyone.
For my friends at Skep Talk, that was a dig at Forrest mostly.
Always.
I understand that I like some of you guys, but Forrest is the worst.
Okay. Do you know when you go to Costco and you get those big bags of it's a big box and it has the chips in it and it's a variety pack of chips? That's what it's like. There's something for everyone. Perhaps you want a Cheeto. Perhaps you want a Lay's. There's something for everyone. Me just explaining
this
variety.
Ad's going so long. The line, you want to follow the line and Jimmy Snow and the line to make sure that you don't miss those things. Catch Javon and I on Sundays, RA and I on Tuesdays, and often Luxander and I, though sometimes they take Thursdays off. And then probably like other shows other times. So that's go do all those things on the YouTubes. And if you want, go get merch from lionmerch.com. But I told y'all they'd be gone. The mugs are gone. They're gone. If you didn't get them, you had lots of warnings.
Unfortunately.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know what you're planning to do for the halftime show.
Oh,
but what if I told you
God.
that there was an opportunity for you to, instead of watching Green Day, though I think Green Day might be doing the opening show. I know Green Day's on the Super Bowl somewhere. But what if instead of Bad Bunny, what if you could watch Kid Rock and 3 people you've never heard of before? Stop me when I get to a name that you recognize.
Yeah.
Bradley Gilbert? Anybody? Bradley Gilbert? Are you here? Nobody knows if he exists at all. No one's ever heard him say here. Okay. Lee Bryce. Lee Bryce, are you in the building? Lee Bryce, please come to the front office to collect your asthma inhaler. But guys, don't worry. If you want a performer, of which I do not know what genre she's in.
Sure.
But she got Fox News hair. Well,
okay.
Gabby Barrett will be performing at the Turning Point USA. What? You don't know who that is? Turning Point USA Alternative Halftime Show on February 8th. That's this coming Sunday, people. I care so little about the Super Bowl that I did not know that until this moment.
It snuck up on me too. I can't believe that it's this Sunday. That is so mortifying. But also, like, it makes sense that that's what their lineup looks like, because if you watched the Grammys, then you know that everyone's wearing Ice Out buttons. People are on the stage and they're saying it. It's not like people who are in music and in the like arts are not supporting what's going on. Yeah. And so obviously your halftime is going to be fucking shit.
There were conservatives down there with their phones doing their live streams at the Grammys, being all mad about them. And then Jelly Roll, I guess, tried to say some shit back at, I don't remember who it was, but he was not happy. Also, Post Malone, if Jelly Roll is coming out straight up for Ice, bro, you got to drop that guy from your tour. Post, come on, man. Come on.
Okay, did I tell you?
Don't be secretly MAGA, Post. Come on.
Did I tell you that I went to a Post Malone Jelly Roll concert last summer because my cousin invited me and she was moving very soon after that. And so I was like, I'm not going to get to see her very much, so I'll just go. And she asked, and I thought it was nice that she asked me specifically to go. So anyways, so I went. The only people that I knew there, aside from my cousin, it was the couple that got married that I didn't go to their wedding. Right after Charlie Kirk got shot. It was literally, it was so like yeehaw MAGA coded, unfortunately. But I really did I liked Jelly Roll. I liked Post Malone. Like they're
Yeah.
Their like stage presence was nice.
They're
And I really
nice.
like Post Malone did a really cool Black Sabbath tribute. And that was great. I would be so sad if he were secretly MAGA. I don't think he is. Jelly Roll feels like the kind of guy who would not say he's MAGA, but
I think
he
that's
would
the
be
problem people are having. It reads moderate on Tinder. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because
that's
everybody. It's what the whole
exactly
night
the
was
vibe.
about. And then he was
Yes.
like, everybody was saying anti-ICE shit, and then he was
Yeah.
like, I'm just a dumb redneck, so I don't really have an opinion. It's like, okay, at this
Come
point, it's not
on.
about politics. It's about people. My problem is that's what politics actually is. And people are like, can we please not make such and such political? And you're like, I'm sorry, which terrible thing that happens in society should we not as a society collectively work to repair? Because that's what politics is. Right. Collective attempts at repairing the ills of society. Which thing should we not make political? And it's literally like, I don't know, man. I guess he could use his out. He's technically a felon, so he can't vote. Right. So he's like, I can't vote anyway. No, but I feel like now you have to use your platform more. Like, you can't even do the bare minimum. You should do more. Do more for fucking prisoners. You're a felon, man. Like, do more for that.
Do you want to see my impression of all of MAGA when Bad Bunny won Album of the Year?
No.
Okay. Well, I was going to sob uncontrollably and choke myself and pretend to shoot myself in the head.
How they reacted to Bad Bunny winning Album of the Year?
Yes.
Is what you said? Sorry, I was slightly reading something off the side.
So yeah, that's like the second that I saw him win, I texted my mom, and I have one relative who's like really MAGA. She's like getting uninvited to like every family event, by the way, because she's going so fucking hard in the paint on Facebook. It's crazy. And my mom, by the way, watches what she does on Facebook and then responds, and she'll text me and be like, look at this fuck ass post that I'm like, this is crazy. Everyone's going crazy. Anyway, I texted my mom and I was like, you know that so-and-so is losing her fucking shit that Bad Bunny won the biggest award of the entire evening. He won 3 Grammys, by the way. And the biggest one he took home was Album of the Year.
Is it Tommy? Are we making fun of Tommy Loren?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why Tommy Loren?
Is that the influencer she watches and shits on?
Oh, no. That's my relative that my mother is shitting
relative.
on.
Got it.
I'm going
to tell you about it in a minute. These messages I was getting.
And yeah, so I know that they were all like so angry and they were like woke ass fucking. At what point do you look around and you go, oh, this entire room of people that you used to think were artistic and creating things for the entire world to enjoy. All of them think that you are fucking nuts, and you are turning around and you're going, you're crazy. No, it's not me. It's you. Meanwhile, we have the first Latino win the first, and also the first album that has won Album of the Year that is completely in Spanish. Yeah. And I feel like we talked about this before. The trailer for Bad Bunny's performance, his halftime performance, is so nice. It's him dancing with like a camera sort of like rotating around him and one other person, and the other person is like changing and they're also dancing with him. But it's like the first one is like a woman in like a salsa dress, and then it's like a white dude and an Asian girl, and they're all like dressed really differently, and it's like whatever the date of the Super Bowl, the world will dance. So it's like very purposely meant to be like everyone is included here. How are people watching the everyone is included here? Let's celebrate art. Let's celebrate music. People obviously really enjoy Bad Bunny and his music and his vibes and what he brings to the table. And you are telling me that your exclusionary take, your take saying, I don't like this and this doesn't work for me. How do you look at that and you're like, that's right? Yeah.
I just learned about bean soup theory. I'd never heard of this before.
Oh my God, the bean soup theory is
that not just what MAGA is? everything centers my experience, and anything outside of my experience is invalid. So what I like in music.
Yes.
And if I can't understand, there's no such thing as good music where I can't understand the lyrics, though I do have to go to church this Sunday and listen to whatever shit. Yeah.
Right. And also like it's, you know, MAGA would be totally fine. If I swear to God, you play any Pitbull song, you play any Daddy Yankee song, Gasolina, guess what? You're not allowed to listen to that anymore. They also were not upset when Shakira did the Super Bowl. Why?
Oh, I think they were. But that was, like, as I recall, they were mad. I think I remember Megyn Kelly being like, and you have a 50-year-old woman up there shaking her ass. Is that what we want our kids to
awesome.
see? It's literally like,
Megyn Kelly looks way older than Shakira, by the way. Shakira has looked the same for 25 years.
Yeah.
She's looked the same.
I think there's something nice about, like, if you look at Megyn Kelly and you're like a medical student and you're like, I've never really been able to grasp the shapes of certain bones on the face.
She's very anatomical, you know?
Yeah. You
have a very anatomical view.
There's only so much I can say without getting sexist, but it's gross. It's gross.
I think this halftime show is going to be awesome. Even if you don't know Bad Bunny's music, even if you don't know Spanish, no one among us can listen to that style of music and not be like a little dancey about it, because it's fun and it's light and it's going to be a great performance. There's going to be lots of dancing. It's going to be great. And if you are so pressed that this is a Spanish speaking person who, by the way, is American.
Yeah.
He is American.
Well, that's just the facts. Sorry if you heard that. That's just the facts, though. Like, you can't just be like that's not what they're for, you know?
Right, exactly. How dare we use facts? My favorite thing is watching MAGA learn that Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Dude, and then pretending they knew all along, like Tommy Loren did. Yes, I know that.
I know.
What I meant is somebody from the America that's like American culture. Like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
You didn't know.
What the
and it's not okay.
Fuck are you talking?
You are a dumbass piece of shit. And frankly,
yeah.
Move to the moon.
So at the Grammys too, I mean, the Bad Bunny thing was the thing I was most excited to talk about because it was so fucking satisfying to see him win. Also because, I don't know if you know, Bad Bunny has had, through his career, he has done a lot of like styling that is a little gender bendy. So I remember the first time I found Bad Bunny, he was like wearing skirts and he had acrylic nails, like pointy acrylic nails. Like he was doing the thing. And at the time he was doing it because there was so much homophobia in Puerto Rico and like within his own community that the purpose for him, per his own words, the purpose for him was to show variety in how people present themselves. He knew he was like becoming this big artist, and so he took the opportunity, as he frequently does, he took the opportunity to take a stand and share, like have some sort of message about it. And he also looked cool. Like it was a vibe. It was cool. It was interesting. And MAGA also has a problem with that. So of course they have a problem with that as well because he's not an alpha male, whatever. But this person who you are insisting is not American, not popular, by the way, which is my favorite thing that they fucking say.
Nobody even knows this guy.
Who even is that? You're telling on yourself.
Bad Bunny, I've never heard the name.
Right. And guess what? Sarah Lou from Oklahoma? I don't trust you on the cultural zeitgeist. I don't trust that you know what's going on.
You don't have to come up with a fake name. Tommy Loren.
Tommy.
Another like, look, I don't want to just be dunking on dumb women today, but Nicki Minaj and Tommy Loren went to the same school. You know what I mean?
I didn't know
not
that.
Literally, just philosophically. Like figuratively. Like they went to the same, like, hey guys, grift. Follow your feelings. Do you remember when Tommy Loren accidentally let out that she was pro-choice and got fired from The Blaze?
No.
Yeah. Do you remember when Tommy Loren went on Trevor Noah's show and he asked her about a certain political view, whether or not, it might have even been, so are you pro-choice? And she said, I'm a millennial. I don't like labels, which is a label. Millennial is a label, guys. Guys, that's a label.
Right.
I wonder if she's still pro-choice. Because I feel like she would have she's gotten the Fox News circuit. She'd had to have pretended at least.
Yeah. That was a part of Trump's tweet about the Grammys was like, this random guy, Trevor Noah, never heard of him in my life. I'm like,
hey, your Trump impression's coming along.
Because I hear him too fucking much and I want to kill myself.
Who's ever even heard of him?
Right. He's hosted the Grammys for years now.
Talking about him. Yeah.
He's hosted the Grammys so many times that even I am like, can we get someone else on there? Why do we need Trevor Noah every time? Just like some fresh something, but it's fine. I also would like to say,
I don't want to also start a conspiracy, but I just checked, and apparently she is still pro-choice, which I think means she's worried that one day people are going to find out that she or someone close to her had an abortion.
Yeah, they all fucking have. Which
so I was like, I gotta protect my future self.
I'm just going to tell you,
being hypocrites. Like we all know, Trump's probably paid for fucking the most abortions. Donald Trump has paid out more for abortions than Planned Parenthood. Let's be so real.
He's even had one done in front of him illegal. Oh, remember those abortions that he? Oh my God! Remember when he was talking about how they were aborting babies after they were born? Turns out he was talking about himself.
Could be. That's according to the files.
Allegedly. We'll get there.
Let's do that in the next segment, the final segment. All Epstein, all the time. That sounds like something that I'd rather fucking blow my own brains out.
Well, but before we get there, I want to just say for the people who say that they've never heard of Bad Bunny and like really stick to that, you are, again, this is the word I'm going to use because this is better to me than redacted. Moron. It just feels so good in my mouth.
Yeah. The hard part with moron is there are going to be people who are like, moron is super ableist.
Actually, the doctor who said that word, please.
Yeah. Moron, I think, is by the same people who are already like, or give you death. Was that what you were going to do? Was that going to be like a give me moron or give me death?
Give me moron or give me death. Yeah, that should be the title of this episode, actually. Okay, so I'm going to tell you Bad Bunny's monthly listeners on Spotify alone, 82.7 million monthly listeners for Bad Bunny. Okay. Post Malone, 63.9 million. Morgan Wallen, fuck ass Morgan Wallen that they're obsessed with, 32.6 million. Beyonce, 53.6 million monthly listeners. Bad Bunny, 82.7 million listeners. If you've never heard of Bad Bunny, that is your fault.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how many people watch the Super Bowl. I pray to God it is like one of the most watched Super Bowls of all time because the Turning Point,
I don't even know who's in thing. I just get the halftime show. I don't even know who's competing.
I have no idea who's playing.
The Super Bowl is a football game, right?
No, but like, is it? Because it honestly is a Bad Bunny concert with other like men in tights in between.
They play a game, and my understanding of how the game works, there's a bunch of balls, and they throw them at each other. I think you have to dodge. I think there's a dodge ball element to it, and then there's sticks, and everybody has to beat off each other with sticks, which I didn't understand. It sounds very erotic, and then you score a basket when you put it in the end zone. And I believe the end zone, and I will fact check this later. We'll add a little snippet if I got this wrong. I believe the end zone is a euphemism for butthole. We'll be right back.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, go ahead. No. Go ahead.
I was going to say, correct me if I'm wrong. There is a lot of physical touching, a lot of laying on each other.
In the end zone. We'll be right back. If you would want to support this podcast in a way that's very, very meaningful, it means a whole lot to all of us. You'd go to patreon.com/calltheline, and that's where you would get the version of this without this ad. And you would get the version of this with extra show where we have a little bit of fun. We get a little bit of crazy. That's patreon.com/calltheline. And I have good news for you. For those of you who are like, dang it, I can't make it to LineCon Online Live this last Saturday. Well, it got postponed to this Saturday because some special boy got too sick. Some special guy got Willie too sick to do it. So that will be this Saturday. Patreon.com/calltheline. Patreon.com/calltheline. Yepstein. Ugh, I didn't like that. Epstein. Yepstein sounds like that seems like a shorthand a pedophile would use to make plans for the evening. Like, hey, you want to go and hit the pedophile club? Yepstein. That's what it sounds. God. That's what it sounds like. Horrible, terrible, awful. I take it back and I don't like it at all. Hey, so there was a huge dump, but enough about what Donald Trump did in his pants. Did you see that shit? Did you see that? There's
what did he
there was
do?
this Oval Office meeting where like Donald Trump's talking and then there's some weird faces from him and there's some weird faces from the people in the back looking like something happened.
Oh, no.
And then they like right as soon as he finishes talking, he's like, okay. And he kind of gives the eyes to the press secretary and the press are quickly removed. And the speculation, the scuttlebutt. And here's the thing, guys, I have an intestinal disease. While it hasn't happened yet, I don't want to stigmatize people pooping their pants. But also I'm fat and have been very fat. I've been various levels of fat and I don't want to promote fat shaming. But when we're in a world where we're discussing whether or not a revolution is necessary, that's violence.
Right.
Surely fat shaming, bullying, and making fun of a president pooping his pants in the Oval Office comes before a violent revolution. Right? So my argument is it looks like he pooped his pants and I want to make fun of him for it. It looked like he pooped his pants.
Listen, I'm not going to
Go
tell
to Reddit
you not
and just
to.
type in Trump poops pants.
Oh my God.
Trump poops pants. And do remember, this is from the guy who's telling us how healthy he is. So there is like that level of like kind of parody. Like, yes, I'm so healthy as his socks are just filling up with shit. Like as he's saying it, like I am the healthiest man to have perhaps ever been president. As like people around him are just like, bleh. Remember, there were already a bunch of people leaked from his court hearings.
Thank you, please. Thank you.
Well, you don't have to leave your mic open.
Sorry.
There was already people saying that it looked like he pooped his pants, or no, that they smelled that he pooped his pants a bunch in his court hearings. The guy is a poopy pants. Anyway, poopy pants President Poopy Pants. The Poopsident. I can't make it work. Poopsident. The Poopsident.
Wow.
Poopsident Trump.
Poopsident.
Poopsident works. Poopsident Trump says, well, with the new drop of the Epstein files, I am totally shown to be innocent. Well, listen, guys, I can't read it out loud again. Am I saying I believe? Here's the thing you need to understand. There are certain things that are easy to believe and acceptable because they seem to be from the FBI saying these are actual emails from, for example, Elon Musk and Jeffrey Epstein. Though Elon at first saying, no, these weren't. Some of the ones that make me look good are real. The ones that aren't. Right. Okay, aren't. And then like kind of like trying to jump back and whatever. Anyway, Donald Trump does not look good from these. Now, Donald Trump famously doesn't really email himself. He has people email on his behalf. He doesn't text really, though I understand he texts more now, but that was a thing that was more happening on his behalf. But the fucking shit, there is no exonerating evidence in it. There is no. In fact, there are witness testimonies, people who were interviewed by the FBI, and I'm not going to put it on the podcast because I've had to read it on calls already. Some of the fucking shit that they're saying in this shit, and you need to keep your skepticism hat on. Don't accept just because somebody said it as true. You need to say, this warrants investigation, because it does. There's so much of it, because it does. There's some information we don't know about some of the accusations, like when was this accusation made? Because unfortunately, we do have to weigh a difference in if there's no documentation, no evidence that a person has ever reported this to anybody before, say, 2016, you do have to take another level of like, okay, what's happening here? I want to know. Not make a conclusion, but I want to know. Some of the shit. If you're going to sit there and say, well, it basically says I'm innocent, and you read some of these testimonies that are talking about the different ways you participated in auctions of children, no, that's not what the files say. I don't know who's sitting next to you besides Stephen Miller, and I see him as more sitting under you than next to you. I don't know. I don't know who's whispering in your ear, except for the sweet nothings that Stephen Miller whispers in your ear. But I don't know who's sucking your dick. Okay, I don't know who's telling you these things, guys. But you do not look good in these files.
No.
And then Elon Musk turns out all of his stuff about I hated him, I always rejected him. Well,
right.
There's emails of him trying to party, asking when the wildest night on the island was going to be, which night would be the wildest. And the only reason it ended up not happening is it does seem to be confirmed in those emails that there was a schedule conflict on Jeffrey's side.
Okay. And one of my favorite right. One of my favorite things about the Elon Musk thing is that his daughter, Vivian?
Yeah.
Okay. I always think about what her like her handle is. And
the
it's
villainous.
Like, yeah. So good. She has been confirming like timelines. She's like, yeah, we were definitely at that island at the day that he's saying that we are. He's like, she said,
the same island, not Epstein.
No.
They were
they were on a different island
that he said he was in, which was in the vicinity
with his family.
And wanted to hop over.
Yes. So she was like, that's all I can say right now because like that's what I was there for. But I can confirm that I was there with him, with my family.
Yes. These seem legit.
On this island. Yeah. So, and I think she put it on Threads. She must have, because I'm sure she doesn't use Twitter anymore. But she put it on Threads. She's like, what is my life right now that this is what we're doing? But so with all of this is like, they are intake forms from the FBI. It's all alleged. Nothing is confirmed. Nothing is investigated. However, when you look at how many times Donald Trump's name pops up in this, the thing that I think is so funny,
files.
They are the Trump files. What I think is so funny is when Trump is so bad at lying because he overcorrects so much that it's like, okay, maybe he wouldn't be lying if he said, I was friends with Jeffrey. I did go to his island. The second I saw that something was weird, I left. He's no longer allowed at Mar-a-Lago, period, end of story. What he does instead is, I've never met him. I've literally never met him, never talked to him. We were not friends. We didn't even know each other. Actually, the second that I found out, so he like, what he ends up doing is like undoing all the things that we can prove. Or not undoing. He shows that he is lying because he overcorrects so far that it hurts him. And so now he's saying that he has been exonerated by these files that are saying, again, that there was children being sold, that there was genital measuring that was happening. Like the details of it are so gruesome and triggering. I mean, gruesome in some like literal cases where there's an accusation.
If you just changed the R next to Trump to a D, you wouldn't even get the people like me going, guys, we still need to slow down and call for investigations. We still need to not jump to conclusions. We still need to be careful here because we don't want to look like the guys who, when then they do something similar next time around, when it's like, oh, okay, you can get a person to, in an interview, say, we can go find somebody to be a patsy and claim whoever you put up in the future. It like,
sure,
you have to, but you wouldn't get that from the other side. They'd be literally like, this is proof, frankly, let's just go ahead and.
But it's 3 million pages.
Yeah.
His name
mostly,
is all over them. And this is also the 8th batch. So it's like,
some of the redactions also don't make sense. So there's like a picture of Donald Trump. It's clearly Donald Trump. You can see it with his hand out there. The only thing they cover is Trump's face with a little black bar, but you can tell it's Trump otherwise. And it's just him giving a speech somewhere. So they just, somebody's just giving the instructions of all Trump, redact all the time, redact everything Trump. And it's like even things that don't in any way. And so what's behind the black bars, guys? That's what we need to know is if this is the stuff that they're missing, what did they not miss?
Right. Well, so I also think it's funny that this is like Trump's DOJ. These are the files that Trump wanted released because he felt that they were so damning. That's what he campaigned on. And now we're expected to not believe anything that's in them. We're expected to look at them and say, in Trump's words, that the files were made up by Democrats.
Right.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't think he ever actually wanted them out. In fact, there was that interview he did back in 2024 before he was elected where they were asking, would you release the JFK files? Yes. Would you release the Roswell? Yes. Blah, 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 blah. And then they're like, Epstein, he's like, maybe that one, not as much because a lot of people, good people would get hurt from it because there's a lot of hoaxes. And So he did try to back up, but otherwise kept running on, I'm going to release. And I put the second in charge at the FBI is like the loudest podcaster saying about it. And that guy's fucking gone back to podcasting. Bovino,
Right.
absolutely, clearly humiliated by Bongino. Bovino's the other Nazi.
I just confused those earlier today.
Yeah. Too many. I can't tell my
Too
Nazis
similar.
apart. And so you've got these fucking I don't think he ever intended to actually have to release him. He just didn't have a plan for what his excuse was going to be. And then that has failed him. Because remember, like, this isn't just that he put it off. He obstructed their release, guys. The things we are seeing right now that he's saying exonerated him, he stopped from being released. And that's my fundamental question to Republicans. If these are as exonerating as he says, why did he want to make sure you never saw them? Why did he try to blackmail Republican members of Congress with primaries if they vote to release? Explain it to me, guys. Like I'm 5, because I think that's the level of intellectualism you can engage with. Not by my own limitation, but by yours. Okay.
Right.
It's just bananas.
And also the files went up and then the administration took them down for a period of time.
Right.
And then
some of that was good because they accidentally fucking published victim photos, some of which were underage.
Underage girls, nudes.
They literally were distributing child porn, the government.
This is the most, again, moronic administration I have ever. Like, what are you guys fucking doing? And they were also late with releasing it, like 40 days late, over 40 days late releasing these files.
And their release still violates the law. Like, it's very clear that they have not held to the condition that they do not purposely attempt to protect any politicians.
Right.
Especially since, again, we've seen them take away photos and take away things that we know mention Trump. They pull them back, redact the Trump stuff and put them back out. We've seen them do, again, why the photo? If they're not trying to protect Trump, why a photo of him just giving a speech?
Right.
That everybody, like, it was a public speech. It wasn't, why is that one? Why is his face redacted in that one? If they were not targeting protecting him. Don't get me wrong. It is amazing how incompetent they've been at even that job, at how much stuff has slipped out. But the fact that clearly they've done a better job protecting him than the literal nude images of children tells you, I think, everything you need to know about Donald Trump's FBI.
Yeah. We also have Hillary and Bill agreeing to testify in front of Congress, which is going to be so interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he's doing it for a few reasons, obviously, but one of the reasons I'm really glad is because that was the name that Republicans kept throwing in our face. Be like, well, Bill Clinton's all over them. And what are you going to do then? I don't care. I don't care.
If you can prove it, put him in fucking prison. But
and
also,
he's going to testify.
He's not currently the president.
He's
the
not currently
higher
president.
priority is the guy who can currently cover it up.
Right.
Like, period. Would I just say, let's just do both at the same time? Of course. But it is not crazy to go, the current president might be a pedophile. That's a higher priority than the past president who might be a pedophile.
Right.
Like,
which
that's clearly true.
We already know that Bill Clinton's like
a creep.
Sexual history, is not so good.
But his sexual predatory history was amongst adults, you know?
Right.
But it could, if you prove that he's a pedophile, fuck that guy.
Whatever.
Literally, that's one of the things we're going to talk about in the bonus show is a guy who was so mad at me for saying that, like, even the thing with with Monica Lewinsky, that should have been illegal. That should have been something that landed him some prison time. And it's like, the way in which I would say it should happen, like, people understand you as president, it is illegal for you to use the presidency to get rich. But you don't understand that I think it should be illegal to use the presidency to get laid by your subordinates, by your fresh out of, like, she was so fucking young.
Yeah, wasn't she like an intern or like freshly out of an internship?
Yeah, she was an intern. Yeah, she was an intern, and she was, I always, for some reason, think she was 19 or 20, but I guess she was 22. That's still so fucking young.
So
and there was a
young.
commenter who like took great exception to it. And you can just tell by like some of the, like there's some part of this that is like attacking you or something. We'll read about that in the bonus show, that patreon.com/calltheline. What other terrible Epstein shit as we try to wrap up this fucking turd? The turd being the Epstein shit, not the show. That was obviously a great show.
I mean, now it's, I kind of, what I'm seeing now is people saying, okay, now we have all of this information. What do we do with it? What do we do? And I actually don't have the answer to that because I just, like, out of ignorance, I'm not really sure. Like, we're releasing all of these files. How do we start to go through the process of like litigating? Like what is the next
According to
step?
Todd Blanche, there's nothing to do. We don't have any proof anybody but Jeffrey Epstein deserved any justice. According to Donald Trump's former personal attorney, who is now the second highest ranking legal official in the country behind Pam Bondi. Well, we got all the guys, by the way. I don't know if you know how much microtransactions plague the gaming community. Have you heard about that? Everybody hates like the like, oh, here you can buy for $6, you can buy this armor set and it'll improve your gameplay, and like the way like the gaming companies try to get little bits of money out of you, tiny microtransactions at a time. We now know from the emails. So it started technically with Oblivion years ago. They were like, hey, here way after, you can buy not a DLC of a new game, horse armor. You can buy this and that'll put armor on your horse. And it's purely aesthetic, but it'll be there. And so that was like the start, and everybody like hated it when it started that way. But Call of Duty was a massive part of the expansion of microtransactions. And apparently Jeffrey Epstein and the CEO of Call of Duty at the time basically came up with the scheme together. Like Jeffrey Epstein, listen, it's not as bad as the pedophilia. It's not as bad as the pedophilia, but there's a lot of gamers out there who are not adequately hating what Jeffrey Epstein did.
Yeah.
And maybe you should just phrase it that way. By the way, also, why is Elon only talking about himself in this and trying to get himself out of it? His brother is very clearly all over these files.
He is? I didn't even see.
Yeah, his brother's like, I can't remember his brother's name. It's something dumb. Let me find it real quick.
But is his last name Musk?
Yeah. And he, by the way, this isn't like oh, but they're estranged. The way they try to pretend him and his father are more estranged. Kimball Musk is on the board of Tesla and XAI and SpaceX, which I guess is buying XAI for some reason. We really need Twitter to be owned by a rocket company. Okay. I think he's just trying to force his way to owning the first, there's already $1 trillion companies. I don't know what he's doing. He's a fucking weirdo. Anyway, Kimball Musk, tons of times emailing in there and thanking Jeffrey for introducing him to a girl he ends up dating. Like there's all kinds of stuff. And here's the thing about it too. There's a lot of plot armor for a lot of people. Like, I didn't know back then. This was post Jeffrey Epstein's conviction.
Right.
Kimball Musk and Jeffrey Epstein appear to become quite chummy after Jeffrey Epstein becomes a registered sex offender.
Right.
Guys.
You talking about the video game reminded me of how did you know that Europe is trying to like separate from US technology? I learned that this morning, that France is no longer using Zoom. Like they've stopped using Zoom completely.
France also is raiding right now. As we're talking, they're raiding X's like the Twitter offices in France, in Paris.
No way.
Because of the child porn. Like because of the AI.
Oh yes,
shit.
The Gronk stuff. Yeah.
Gronk.
I knew that actually.
Yeah.
What did I say? Gronk? Is that the football guy?
Yeah, that is Gronkowski. Wow. Why do I know that? I don't.
Why did I know that?
What team did he play for? I
don't know.
I think I've seen him in memes with Tom Brady, so it had to have been that team, you know? It had to have been and he was on an episode of Family Guy.
Yes.
Maybe that's how I know.
So. Anyway.
It's crazy. It fucking it's literally like nobody else is going to go to prison, guys, huh? Donald Trump delivered the Epstein files, and you believe that not only that he's not in them, but nobody of significance with enough evidence to do shit about is in them. But it is wild. They'll keep listing like, oh, look, Bill Gates is in there. Bill Gates is in there. Bill Clinton's in there. Right. But so is Trump. So give me the whole list, you bitches.
Right. It's funny that they're being so intense about Bill Gates and Bill Clinton, and they're like, he's a predator. Oh, so you're saying that it's true. You're saying that we should believe what's in the files.
Right.
Oh, okay. So if that's what we're doing, if that's the story that we're going with, if we're taking everything that's in these files as fact, then we should take all of it as fact, which means your guy is not only a child predator in like the sort of basic garden variety, in a sick fucking way. This man was, I saw, there was a summary document that came out that was like, this is the accusation. These are the names that are involved. And the DOJ took that file down specifically. But I saw a bunch of the files before it was taken down, and I put it in my Instagram because I was like, I'm not letting this get buried. I'm not letting people who have the opportunity to see this. Yeah, like I'm not having this. I posted an Instagram that was like my favorite outfits of 2025 so that people would swipe, and then it's just all screenshots of that text.
we have to get what's her name? I'm blanking on her right now. She does all the like political and science activism, but in lingerie. She said she's coming on the show. Science Femme, yeah. She was doing some of that recently where she was posting like really salacious nudes, and then you'd swipe and it's like, she's
amazing.
I love her.
She's amazing. Yeah. She also moved out of the country because she was like, fuck this.
Yeah. Well, it's also, I'm glad she's keeping her activism in our country, but getting safe, because that's how I see it. She's keeping herself safe now. She
said that that moving is the reason why she felt continuing doing the activism was safe for her to do.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I love her. Yeah. But the actual, when you really read it with your own eyes and you see what's in these files, again, it's alleged, it's from intake forms of people calling in with tips and whatever. So keep that in mind. But when you see that shit, like, I don't know how you could ever look at any of these people again and give them any level of grace. Like, you're fucking kidding me.
I don't believe all of the people in the files are for sure pedophiles. Like, it's hard to know who is and who isn't, but it clearly, we need to unredact anything that isn't directly victim endangering. We have to stop with this idea that Donald Trump is a victim and therefore warrants redaction. And we need to have investigations into all of them. All of them. It's like that fucking simple, my guys. It's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah. I also think it's so funny that these people were just flat out emailing each other. Like, in writing, they're writing to each other the most incriminating shit you've ever seen.
Yeah.
In email. My first thought was, you guys really just thought you would never get caught. You thought that this would never bubble up to the surface.
You thought emails were real secure. You thought your money would keep you safe. Yeah.
Right. And also the most boomer shit I've ever heard in my life. That you thought because you sent the email from one person to another person, it could never go anywhere else. Boomer.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like
it makes you wonder how much worse would this be if Donald Trump was an emailer?
Oh my God.
You know?
Oh, well, I mean, we know based on the little letters and notes and shit that he wrote, the cards he wrote to Jeffrey Epstein, that he was a fucking freak from that too.
Ugh.
Which again, it's like when you put it all together, I forgot about the card where he drew that like lady and then
signed his signature as the pubes.
Yes.
I'm going to give you the outro music on this. I'm done with it. I can't do more today. Yeah.
When you put it all together, it's like, I understand that we can't say that everything that's being shared in these files is 100% true. But when you put it all together, how could you possibly look at where there is smoke, there is fire. Okay.
Right. All I want to know is what is
way.
true. And that's the thing that we're getting obstructed from. I'm open to the idea that there are people who look like pedophiles right now that we'll find out aren't. I'd like to know who is cleared of being a pedophile and who's the other thing, a pedophile.
Yeah, Richard Branson too was another one. There was like some really famous doctor who's a part of the fight. It's just crazy.
I mean, it's clear he also had lots of famous friends, but now we need to know more. And I want to know, Elon, why were you trying to party with him 4 years after he became a sex offender?
Right.
And we didn't know. You knew. All right. On to the bonus show, patreon.com/calltheline if you don't want to miss that. And it still syncs with Spotify. You can still listen on Spotify even or directly on Patreon. Patreon.com/calltheline. You can do the bonus show, the Patreon version there too. That's the show. Sorry.